much excitement around play to earn, and obviously Axie Infinity's take on this. Do you think this is the future of gaming? And if so, how big a part of that future will it be?
I think that this is way more than the future of gaming. This is a fundamental shift in the future of work. We are creating new types of jobs, which I think is so important because we're starting to see many types of work automated away, destroyed during the pandemic. So we need to figure out what are the types of opportunities that are going to be accessible on a global scale to anyone, anywhere in the future. And believe it or not, gaming is going to be a huge aspect of that equation.
For the people who haven't played or don't understand what we're talking about, what do you mean by new kinds of jobs that are being created?
Sure. So within our product, it's called Axie Infinity. Players can battle, collect, breed, and even earn tokens with real value just by playing your game. So this is creating opportunities in places like the Philippines, Venezuela, Indonesia, places where people are surviving on dollars per day and are able to earn actually more than minimum wage in their countries by simply playing Axie Infinity.
Still, it's kind of hard to dive in. Onboarding is not easy. You have to download all these different things just to start earning money. How do you make that process easier? And do you think that will be a critical part of really scaling this?
Definitely. It's still very hard to get started, but we came from the generation where when we were playing StarCraft and Diablo as kids, we couldn't take phone calls at our house, right? So new technology always has a little bit of a entry barrier. There's friction that always gets solved by builders. And that's one of the things that we're really focused on at Sky Mavis is making sure that it's super easy to get started with these NFT games, these blockchain powered games. And over the last 3 years, it's gotten much easier. There's still a long way to go.
Does the volatility of the crypto market impact you?
I will say that one of the advantages that we had as a community is that we started in 2018 during a bear market. And that actually, I think, really toughened up our community and made our community a group of missionaries, long-term thinkers that weren't always just thinking about short-term gains. I think that's really difficult in this market where people are coming in, right, seeing a lot of opportunity, and I think their incentives and their way of looking at the market are a little bit different. I think that the future of consumer apps are going to be built by builders and communities that are kind of impervious to market conditions, right? I think crypto is about empowering people to take back ownership of their data, of their digital items and identities. It's about so much more than just like market fluctuations, Bitcoin price. I think that's the amazing thing that NFTs do, right? They create this accessible window into crypto that, right, if you're not just interested in purely financial applications, it's much more accessible.
Everyone is talking about the Metaverse. Howie Liu of Airtable just told us basically that he thinks it's overhyped. How big a deal do you think the Metaverse will be for the gaming world, and how soon does it actually materialize?
Sure. So different people have different definitions of the Metaverse. I tend to think of it as the culmination of a trend where our digital lives start to take more and more importance over what's happening in the physical world. So we're starting to see these platforms, these real digital economies where you're able to form relationships, both social and economic, with anyone, anywhere in the world. I think Hollywood has kind of planted this conception of the metaverse that's a little bit, I think, harmful, and that people think that, might require 3D technology, right? VR glasses. I think that the metaverse needs to be accessible to anyone, anywhere, regardless of the hardware that they have. So with Axie, 80% of our players are playing on Android devices, which is the most accessible hardware in the world. I think that that's really important, and I think I'm against any definition of the metaverse that requires people to have advanced, expensive equipment.